of this program, viewer discretion is advised.
Greetings, one and all, and welcome to Positively Positive with Loki and the man, the myth, the legend, PJ from Marvel Nation. Good morning. It's late morning, but good morning, my friend. How are you doing?
How are you? It is late morning it is late morning, but good morning to you. It's an honor to be here.
It's an honor to have you here, brother. I love doing these shows with PJ. Me and PJ have been working this out for what feels like forever, doing a show in the AM together. And it's good to be back. It's good to be back. We had a couple weeks off. But we're back and we're rolling. No. But heck yeah, it's good to be back. And good morning, good late morning to everybody out there. Adega Outlaw is here. What is up, brother? The Mad Doctor of Valhalla. Maria. I once knew a girl named Maria. I don't even think that's the way it goes. I think it's I've met a girl named Maria. But yes.
Yeah. There's another song like for Maria. Like, I usually sing the other one. I usually like what is it? The Sound of Music. How do you solve a problem like Maria? That's the one.
How do you solve a problem like Maria?
Sorry, Maria.
Holy crap. Dave G Sound is here. What is up, Dave G Sound? Luis Sparrow. Good morning, Luis. Good afternoon to you, Lady Luis. Because, man, it's like, what is it? It's like 5 o'clock there?
5 o'clock, yeah.
5 o'clock. That -6 GMT. Brandon, the anime guy, what's up? He says, word. What's up, Brandon? What's up? It was fun. It was a fun stream this weekend talking about Voltron and getting to hang out, brother. Yeah. Thank you again for having me. I love those streams. I love getting to share stuff and talk about stuff and all that fun stuff.
Which Voltron did you guys talk about? The Lions or the other one?
Yeah, we talked about the Lions, the original, the OG from the 80s, and we talked about Go Lion, which a lot of people don't know is the original series in Japan, which is very different from Voltron. You know, Voltron's like this hero. And, you know, in Voltron, he's like this hero, you know, and Hagar tricked him and broke the lions up into 5 pieces. In the original Go Lion, he's like a mad dog killer, frothing at the mouth, like, I will kill everything in this universe. And this goddess, this goddess tells him, you got to stop doing this. You're killing too much. And he's like, I will destroy you. And she's like, nope. And punishes him by breaking him up into 5 pieces. And yeah, it's a totally different show, man.
Wow.
So, and Earth has been destroyed. There is no galaxy garrison. There is no Earth. Earth has been nuked. We took care of ourselves.
Oh,
ourselves.
That's interesting.
So there's a big difference between Go Lion and Voltron. But it was fun. It was fun getting into that and talking about all that. And Mark, what is up? Mark Damnably Tired is here. Penny! Good morning, Penny. Good morning again. Penny, Daryl the Derelict says, greetings, program. And PJ, greetings, program. How are you doing? I don't know if you remember this, PJ, but when I was doing, because it wasn't always Loki's Mornings and Mischief. It was Pop Culture Therapy originally.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I would say. I was like, greetings, programs, and welcome to Pop Culture Therapy. I'm your host, Stone Loki. And yeah, that eventually changed when we started doing Mornings of Mischief. So I love still getting to say that every once in a while. But I only say it to Daryl because that's his tagline now.
So is this? I hadn't seen this intro before, or have I?
No. This is the morning intro, and I just put some different music to it. So it's like the standard morning intro, at least for now. I'll change it. I'll get a bug up my butt and change it all up and do something else with it when I get that I'm inspired to make a music-like video for the intro. It's fun. I love doing stuff like that. Professor Brainy Specs, what is up? Good morning, my friend. Hopefully you were doing well. Good morning and happy Monday. Low spec Linux laptop, the Penguin. Quack, 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 quack. Mr. Penguin. Alan Copeland is here. Good morning, Alan. How are you doing? Did I miss anybody? Hope I didn't. Mary's game room is here. She was one of the first people in the door. Lee Fisk is here. Good morning, Lee Fisk. We're going to be throwing out a link here in just a minute. Once we get done badgering everybody, we're going to throw a link out. And if you want to come up on the show and talk for like a couple minutes, 5 minutes, whatever, we'll throw a link out and we'll have you up. But when me and PJ started talking about this week's stream, we were talking about Clobby, our good friend Clobby, and we wanted to do something that he would be like, you know what, I'm going to go up there and I'm going to talk to those boys, because we wanted to do something positive, you know. But one of the first things I talked about this morning was a negative aspect of YouTube, the behind the scenes shenanigans. We don't want to talk about that this morning. I've already done that. We want to talk about something positive and bring you something positive. Part of that is sharing, you know, a positive experience on YouTube. And I'll start things off with the fact that I've met so many great people on this platform. PJ, for instance. PJ is so awesome. He inspires people.
Nice.
To continue doing what they're doing. One of the first people that ever told me, Loki, you've got something. You're going somewhere. You've got this thing. I was like, PJ. He goes, no, I'm serious. You got a good voice, and why don't you go on camera? I said, well, I used to work in corrections, and you know, one of the first things they teach you is to not, you know, basically dox yourself, so that but it's been so long, I don't even look the same. One of my kids saw me the other day and was like, Dad, your face is so thin. Because my face was different. It was almost like it was a different shape. And I'm like, you know what? I'm tired of not being on camera. I'll just go on camera. Well, at the beginning of the year, and we'll see how things work. But Clobby, man, Clobby was such a great guy. PJ is such a great guy. There's so many great people that I've met here that I would never want to like undo. I know it hurts sometimes. We've lost some really good people. We lost Admiral Doom. We lost Gil, Cardinal Sin. We've lost Clobby. We've lost so many great people, but having met so many people, I would never undo that just because I don't want to, I don't want to lose somebody. You know what I mean?
JJ, yeah.
JJ, dude, I remember when JJ was like, Loki, why do you yell so much? I was like, because I'm angry. I'm angry. He's like, you're going to have a heart attack one day, buddy, if you don't calm down and stop yelling so much.
Oh man. I do want to make a commentary about that just real quick, just guys, keep it, just take it for what it's worth. Um, we There's an element to all this YouTubing that we become a little bit too sedentary, except maybe for like people like Andy Masterson. Um, and that you got to take that into account. We need to get out and move around, and
I do gym 3 days a week now. So I do
well,
gym, I do yoga.
yeah, except for Andy and Loki.
I'm trying to undo some of the damage I did because I've lived a sedentary lifestyle for years. And it's gotten to the point where it's like, oh yes, all that's catching up with me. And I'm having to undo a lot of the damage that I did because of that. So absolutely, man, you gotta go out and touch grass. Yeah, Brandon, right there, buddy. You gotta go out and touch grass, and
Yep.
even if it's just for a walk, you don't have to do the gym, and all the yoga. It helps. I'll tell you what, it helps. If I hadn't done the yoga with Polly for the last 2 years, I wouldn't have been ready to go back to the gym. I probably wouldn't still be going to the gym. Probably would have quit already. But because of that little step I took, it's made it easier.
What's it like doing that with Polly online?
Oh, it's great. It's absolutely great. Polly is patient. He works with you. He teaches you. He's all. How's your body feeling? Every single time. It's one of the first questions he asks me every single time we do it is, how's your body feeling? Oh, well, my arm's kind of stiff today. Okay, well, we'll take it easy and we'll do this stretch and that stretch, and hopefully we can work out whatever muscle it is that, is giving you a problem. And it works. It really works.
Wow. Yeah. Flexibility is key to everything.
And balance, man.
And balance.
I had no idea how unbalanced I was. And I'm not talking about like food or anything, but like that first day with a trainer, because I do a trainer every Friday. So I got a trainer every Friday. And he wanted me to do this step up thing and then lift my knee. I couldn't do that in any way, shape, or form. He's like, one of the things you got to work on is your balance. And I've been doing other stuff since then, but I can feel it. I can feel it in my legs. I can feel it in my core that I'm getting stronger, and I'm working that out. And it's starting to help me every single day.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there, speak of the devil. Speak of the devil, and there's the man, the man, the myth, the legend, Andy Masterson. What is up, master craftsman Andy Masterson, as I call him, because man, he is a master at his craft. He has made so many cool things for everybody. That is absolutely awesome, brother. Your work is astounding. You do something vital for this community, bro. You really do. As many smiles as you put on people's faces. I know Mike damn near shit himself when he saw the Mexican Iron Man figure for the first time and called me, Andy made me a figure and sent it to me. And I was like, holy shit, that is awesome, man.
I don't know how he does it. Yeah. I one of my favorite experiences in our whole community was meeting Andy for coffee. That was great. That was a blessing.
I imagine it was. So I've got a link. I'm going to pin it. If anybody would like to come up and talk something positive about YouTube, something positive that you've experienced, something that, brightens you up. We're going to have people on one at a time. You can come in and wait in the back room if you want to, listen to the show, whatever you guys want to do.
I have a question for you.
Oh, for me?
Yeah, for you.
Okay.
What are you grateful for today, Loki? What are you grateful for?
All the people that I've met, and all the brothers that I've met, sisters that I've met. And man, I would have never, you know what? You brought Klobby up. I would have never, the first time I really spoke to my wife was through Klobby, because Klobby had her on a live stream And
Really?
yeah. And when he was back on, it was this broadcast radio show. He wasn't even on YouTube yet. And I saw she had sent a link out, and I knew of her, but I never really talked to her before. So I was like, oh, well, I check everybody's stuff out. So I'll check who's this Clobbering Times guy. He sounds like, a comic book nerd like myself. And I clicked on there and I listened. I had to go in and like make an account and email stuff and all kinds of stuff just to like talk in the chat. It wouldn't let me just talk in the chat. So I go through all that and I'm talking, and she kind of introduced us. Oh, this is Loki. He's over in this group that I'm a part of, and he seems pretty cool. And I think he knows comics. And me and Clobby started talking, and it was a really cool thing. All these people, it's almost like a domino, because you get it, you meet one person, then you meet another person, and the dominoes start falling. You meet all these people. I'm so grateful for that. The times that I've gotten to go out and be part of meetups, have my own meetup, those are some of the coolest things you'll ever do, guys.
Absolutely. Yeah. I've been putting that off for far too long, doing meetups.
So you've never been to a meetup?
I just barely got to one that Gary did at New York City. Nerdrotic did at New York City Comic Con. I barely got there.
Did you get to talk to him? Did you get to hang out?
I got to talk to him for like a minute, and he gave me a hat, which is around here somewhere.
Yep, that's where the pen. For anybody who doesn't know what that is,
cool.
The little Nerdrotic pen. When I went to Vegas, Jeremy gave me the beanie. He was like, "Dude, take whatever you want." And I'm like, "Okay." I'm a beanie guy. I love beanies, so I got the beanie, and I got to spend some time talking to Gary. And he was like, "Dude, did you get any of the stuff on the table I had?" I was like, "No." He's like, "Come here," and he gave me some free swag, and we got to talk a little bit. All those experiences are great. Those are things I'll never forget.
Yeah.
And you go into it, as long as you go into it not like, oh well, I'm gonna get to talk and I'm gonna get to be a star, or I'm gonna go in humble. You're there to meet these people. You're not there to run like a campaign, for your popularity.
Just go and have fun.
Just go and have fun. And I think we've got our first guest.
Yeah.
We've got our first guest. Welcome, Brandon, the anime guy. What is up, brother?
Hey, Brandon.
What is up? Hey, Loki. Good to see you, PJ. It is excellent to speak with you, and I do want to go ahead and say I am thankful for so many things. I am thankful for this platform, as flawed as it may be. It has provided us with an outlet and a way to express our various creative tendencies and be able to talk with people that we would never know existed. I'm thankful for my wife for pushing me to do this all the years ago and having a failed attempt. I am thankful to be able to be doing what I'm doing and having fun with it and staying as drama-free as I can. You're right. That is a tough one to sometimes avoid, because personalities will clash. And I'm fortunate to not be into any of that nor talking about it. It drives me crazy. I'm thankful I chose not to go and talk about the Dick Nuts Corporation known as Duck Visney. I'm thankful that anime exists, because it has provided one of the greatest forms of entertainment and expression from the Japanese culture, and being able to learn more about a culture that really is a 180 compared to current American culture. I'm thankful that I've been able to travel and meet people in person, of course, being you, Loki, taking the trip down there and being able to meet Pat, my producer, Pat S., in person, and, of course, being able to meet 24. I need to meet more. I am not thankful that I'm unable to fly. Flying sucks. I'm not going to fly. I can't fly. So I'm restricted to driving, and 2,500 miles from here to Louisiana was fun, and I'd love to drive. I'm thankful that I'm able to still drive. I'm thankful I'm still relatively healthy. Although, as you put it, the sedentary lifestyle has been catching up. So, starting with the wife to start doing more stretches. She's a PTA. She knows all these things. Just got to do it, and just got to start doing it. Get the body to where it'll try to be a little more limber, and hopefully get my ass back to the gym without trying to snap either of my Achilles like it tried to happen 2 years ago and last year. So
That's no good.
no, it's not good. If that would have happened, I would have been severely hosed, and it fortunately it didn't happen. But I've got to be careful. I got to ease into it, which I don't tend to do when I go to the gym. I like to go all out.
You know what you could do, Brandon? You could take a what is it called? You could take a what is it called? A supplement that fuck, yeah, a collagen supplement for tendons and stuff.
Yeah, I need to. My wife has been taking stuff, and I've I've always been a little more old school and not wanting to do supplements, but I know that I need to, because even with when I'm on a decent diet, I don't get enough of the various things that I need in order to make it work. So
I don't know if you can see this, Brandon, but I just got my my biceps tendon repaired because it snapped. Man. So it was that's painful.
Yeah, that's no fun. Unfortunately, I do have something from my childhood that I have to deal with my legs. I did have when I was 12. I was almost 6 feet tall at that age. So wow. I grew really quick, but my bone structure was not. My bones weren't as hard as they should be. So when my legs, instead of growing straight and keeping straight, my straight would have been at about 60 degrees facing out. I could almost do a complete 180 from that 60 back to the other. So I had to have a bone rotational correctional surgery where they turned both of my legs, or they had to cut above my knee and above my ankle, turn it in, plate them.
Wow.
And all that. And I had to have the plates in there for 3 years and got them out in high school. But ever since I've had that, I haven't been able to run, and I don't like running. It's hard on my knees to begin with, even when I was 100 pounds lighter. But I do have those issues with the legs, and even though my legs are probably the best, the most powerful part of my body still, unless you're talking table muscle. In that case, the table muscle is winning the fight right now. But I do have to be careful, and it's getting to that age where I've got to be doubly careful, and I want to be around long enough to have grandchildren. Damn it, I want grandkids. I'm getting closer to that point where that could become a reality. So,
let me just say, Brandon, you're just another guy like Loki with that special voice for
Thank you.
radio.
He's got a face for radio too. Just saying.
Yeah, that is true. I do have a face for radio, and I do have my beautiful eggs and ham back there. But I must also say,
I'm just teasing him, folks.
Well, I did trim the beard, so maybe perhaps, but I am also thankful for one last thing: the job that I have, and with the thing that I do. If anybody ever asks me what I do, all I reply with now is please. Because what I do is very hard to describe, and because of who I work for, I do have to be careful because they do tend to have a difference of opinion than me on certain things. So I keep things as separate as possible. But I am thankful ever since the coof happened. I've been able to work from home. I don't have to go to the office, even though it's not that far. I don't have to go, and it has been one of the best things that's happened. And I've been fortunate enough to be doing this for more than 2 years. All other jobs I had prior, I only stuck around for 2 years. I'm on 5, so fortunate in that respect. Fortunate that my wife decided to take the lead and start a business. We've got our own storage unit business going. We're getting closer to the point of making a profit on it, being able to expand, and eventually the goal is once it has starts pulling in enough money, I can say sayonara to the 9 to 5 and just do that.
Okay.
That's a good business.
Yeah, it is. It's been rather surprising how needed it is. And with where I live, we've been expanding rapidly, more so than I care to have because it's changed a lot of things here, but ton of apartments, ton of condominium type places. People have too much crap. And what do you do with when you need more space? You can't just put yourself into space. You got to have a place to store it. So see a need, fill a need. And right now it's going crazy.
Well, so I guess Brandon knows where to put the crap.
Yeah, unfortunately, we have a lot of our own crap in storage. That's, I think, the other thing that sparked it is we had a unit with another company, and Amy was like, "Why are we paying someone else to do this when we could do it?" So she put the legwork in. She did all the back end stuff financially because unfortunately, mistakes of my youth have been keeping me down for what I can do financially for a very long time, and she went and talked with her parents. Her parents have got a little bit of coin. We took what money we had left from selling our home, and she got a bank that had a person that has done these type of loans in the past, and they said, yes, the business model is sound. We'll do it. We didn't get as much as we wanted. We wanted to try to have the whole thing done, but we got to do a quarter, and we're on that cusp. It's just at that knife's edge. It just got to have just that tiny little bit more. And then we can really move forward and really start to do some life-changing things for our kids. And our oldest one just graduated. I'm thankful to be able to go and do that. We had to go to Washington to do it, but as much as I like the coasts of Oregon, Washington, California, I feel so out of place there. They are so different than where I live in Idaho. And I don't mind saying where I live because everybody knows that. But going there, I was so sick the entire time. I'm barely now just starting to feel good. Not feel like I got a headache all the time. Not feel like I'm being enclosed. The whole Pacific Northwest and just the how the trees are and being gray. It was gray 3 of the 4 days we were there. It's very different, and it reminds me of why I no longer live in northern Idaho, because I used to live up there when I was going to high school. I can't handle that enclosed nature. Wherever you drive, there's always a tree. You can't see anything. There's no landmarkers that you can identify because the trees are there. As soon as you get past a row of trees, oh, well, there's your Walmart, there's your Costco, there's your this, there's your that. You can't do any of that. And I'm also thankful for living in a place where the streets are straight and they align to true north, true south, or they follow the railroad tracks, because where I live is an old railroad town. It was settled by people that helped Union Pacific get everything up and going and spread over through to California. And it's an old Union town. I'm glad it's not that way anymore for a lot of reasons, but it has a history that I absolutely love, and I can go outside. It's typically sunny. Sometimes, like today, it's going to be too ball blazing hot for my taste, but I can at least deal with that, and I can deal with the heat versus always being cold, always having drizzle, and not being able to see anything. So
I hear that, brother. Thank you so much, bro.
Thank you
for popping up here and for spending a little time with us. We really appreciate it. Anything you want to throw out before we kick you off and move forward?
I do need to get back to work. Unfortunately, I'm down a person this week, so I have to juggle things a little better. But as far as what I've got going on, just the usual shows. I'm going to do some game streams. I've started really trying to do a little more of that because that's the other side of me that I like to do. I like to have fun doing that. And I've got we just had the spring season ended. I got to get the shows that I did finish, do a little quick review, put them out. Other than that, I'm just trying to survive the summer being boring and saving money. Or at least trying to. But gentlemen, it's good to see you. I appreciate it.
Thank you, brother. Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Ladies and
Thank you,
gentlemen,
Brandon.
Brandon, the anime guy.
Thank you,
All
Brandon.
right.
That's been a while.
Heck yeah. Guys, if you want to come up here and be a part of this, The StreamYard link is pinned in the chat at the top of the chat. If you can't see that, there it is in the chat. Next gentleman we have on deck is the one and only master craftsman, Andy Masterson. How are you doing, bro? It's good to see you.
Andy.
Hello, guys. Well, you guys touched on something that it's my primary focus in what I do. I work best with getting people back on their feet and getting them moving. I've been teaching professionally for over 20 years now, and at first I figured that it was martial arts that I loved so much, and I wanted to share that with people. But as time went on, it became more and more apparent I was getting a lot more people that just needed help with basic things. The thing that you find most often is that people come in with an issue, and physical therapists and anyone who's doing like any kind of therapeutic work will tell you that where your pain is presenting is usually not the cause of it. It's usually something else. And what it comes down to is an imbalance in your body. Doctors, I have an issue with a lot of doctors. They're very quick to prescribe, they're very quick to cut, and they're very hesitant to address the problems that cause the issues that you're dealing with. If you look at things in terms very simply of being a matter of balance, is the front of your body balanced with the back of your body? Is the right side balanced with the left side of your body? And is the top balanced with the bottom half of your body? And if you start looking at these things, you're going to find a huge change happen. Now, I've been lifting weights, and I've been doing, I was in the track team my junior and senior year in high school. Started lifting weights when I was 16 years old. Started martial arts when I just turned 18. And I've been doing it ever since. And so people would come along to me and ask me my advice on things, exercise programs, diet, exercises, and I regurgitated the same things that I had been hearing like everyone else does. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. You have to look at the food pyramid. You have to exercise like this. You have to do your weightlifting this way. And over time, one by one, I found that not only were these things wrong, but they're 180 degrees wrong. There's so many things out there that are just looked at in the wrong way. When I was 49, I decided to start doing this obstacle course race because that's what every middle-aged Tai Chi teacher does, is like go and push yourself through an obstacle course race. For charity, we all the money gets donated to Charity Water, where they develop drinking water for third world countries. And I thought, well, this should be pretty easy because I've never passed up an opportunity to climb on something. My wife would always yell at me, "Why can't you walk upstairs like a normal person?" It's because it's more fun to climb up the side. But I got out there and I sucked at this thing, and it really bothers me when I don't do something well. So I tend to stick to it until I get it right. Years ago, my brother Ed, he wasn't satisfied with the results he was getting lifting weights, and so he started looking into some alternate methods. He came across Arthur Jones and his high-intensity training program. Back in 1972, Arthur Jones conducted the Colorado experiment, where they wanted to see how much muscle mass a human being could put on in 28 days without steroids. His test subject, Casey Viator, is a genetic freak, and Arthur Jones, who was considerably older at the time, worked parallel with him. Casey Viator put on 66 pounds of muscle in 28 days.
Wow.
And it's the key to it is it's just very high amounts of exertion and a lot of rest. The workouts were only 20 minutes at a time, one set per body part, and to absolute failure. It is extraordinarily painful to do. When I was actively working on that kind of workout, I was like 28 years old. I was squatting 450 pounds. I was bench pressing 250 pounds, curling over 120 pounds. And my brother Ed at 49 was squatting 810 pounds. But it's completely the opposite of all the volume training that people tell you have to do. And it's not that it's right for everybody. It's not, and it's not for everybody's goals, but there are alternative things out there. You don't have to do things just the right way, just as the same way. I object when doctors tell you that you have to go walking, because walking is the best thing you can do. Walking is the minimal thing you should be doing. Walking is the thing that it gets you moving, but your body is not designed for that. You're a primate. Your body is designed to be using all of these different muscles at different angles. That's why they're there. If you think to yourself like you are in a natural environment, you have to either run from predators or chase down prey, you're going to need those muscles. You're built for climbing, you're built for moving, you're built for lateral movement, you're built for quadrupedal movement. And when you start working these muscles, everything changes. So I jumped into this obstacle course race. I didn't do well at it, so I went back to the gym thinking that, hey, you know what? It's ignoring the fact that it had been 12 years since I lifted heavy, and started going back doing the same things I was doing. Next thing you know, I'm level with sciatic pain. I'd never had sciatic pain in my life. A lot of lower back pain because of my old job unloading trailers and working in supermarkets. But I never had sciatic pain. I was doing all the stretches. It wasn't going away. A friend of mine sent me this video that the chiropractor showed him. There's a guy named Dr. Eric Goodman on YouTube. He does a TEDx talk, and it's all about activating the posterior chain. I did this thing 4 times, this one exercise, 4 times in my kitchen. Sciatic pain was gone the next day. And ever since, so I started looking at things. So I went into the chiropractors. I was very hesitant with chiropractors because I had heard these horror stories where they tell you, oh, you're going to need 10 appointments. And wow, what a coincidence. Your insurance covers 10 appointments. So the chiropractor I went to was like a really, really thorough guy, and goes in there and he says, all right, your left hip is rolled up and back. We're going to adjust this. And here's a list of exercises you need to do to fix this so it doesn't happen again. And that's what I wanted. I didn't want to have to keep going back and back. So I developed a great relationship with these guys. I did all this stuff, but I really started to notice some things in my body. Notably, my left glute was very developed. My right glute was shrinking. My left hamstring was weak, but my right hamstring was strong. My left calf was it was about an inch larger than my right calf. So I had this balance of weak to weak to weak, strong to strong to strong. So I'm like, all right, I have to balance this out. And as I started doing this, I started noticing how many people, for not using the posterior chain, not using their back muscles, relying too much on everything in the front, the rotator cuff, the deltoids. And it's because our world is set in front of us. There's a chair everywhere you go. You sit down, we sit too much. Your quadriceps shorten, your hip flexors shorten, your abdominal wall shortens and softens, and is pulling you forward. So you get all this weight, so the back muscles get overly tense. They get overly stretched because they don't contract. So I was going to physical therapy. There was a point where I was getting steroid injections into my spine every 6 months, and it went on for a couple years. Till I finally decided there's got to be a better way. And I started working all this very meticulously, very slowly, very slow repetitions, and really getting good solid contraction. I have not had any of these injections in 4 years now. And I just got done competing in the obstacle course race outside of a little tendonitis. I do jujitsu 4 times a week. I do martial arts classes here, like, kicking, punching, all kinds of things. And I don't get the back pain that I was. You're able to fix yourself, but you have to look at it the right way. You have to look at things very meticulously. And as men, primarily as men, we let our egos get in the way. Now, I can lift more than that. I'm stronger than that. And you're messing yourself up. Go slow. Go as light as you possibly can and get the movements as thorough as possible. Actually feel and develop the coordination of your mind into those muscles. So when you tell them to do something, they know exactly what to do. And then your brain can rely on them.
Andy, why don't you do a couple streams like just on this, like on your channel?
Yeah, I should, PJ. I guess that's a matter of finding time.
Because your wealth of knowledge, really.
Well, this is what I'm trying to do. Like, I sometimes I'll rag on Lizzo, and I don't rag on Lizzo because Lizzo's heavy. I rag on her because she's telling people you can be healthy at any size. Your joints aren't built for that. Your heart's not built for that. your cardiovascular system, your lungs, they're not built for that. It's not healthy. It's when, if you look at things like food, this is the first time in human history that food has been in overabundance. Things like fasting. I was trying to lose 15 pounds to do better at this obstacle course race. I had to, you have a 60-foot pond that you have to cross over on a rope hanging underneath it. And this thing kicked my ass every single time. And so I struggled with this thing. So I decided that what I was going to do was I was going to beat this. So I needed to lose some weight, and I tried intermittent fasting. Everybody told me, oh, it wasn't going to work. All of the things that I had read for years about breakfast, the most important meal of the day, and all this, like, wrong. And I started doing the intermittent fasting. I lost 15 pounds. I was healthier than I've ever been. I got down to 185 and I crossed this thing. And it's such a revelatory thing that happened when I found that, like, the inflammatory nature of a lot of the foods we eat, the sugars, the carbohydrates, the high fructose corn syrups. Now, it's not saying that you should, like, necessarily take that completely out of there, but we eat too much of it, and sugar inflames the body. There was a guy named Dr. John Yudkin. He was considered a hero after World War II because he was studying starvation in Europe after the war because all of the supply chains got cut off. And everybody loved this guy. He was like, when we imported the food pyramid from Sweden, he came out against it. And we see this a lot. When you're the expert that comes out against the consensus, you get attacked. And you get pilloried with all these, like, oh, this guy's a kook, he's a whack. He wrote a book in 1972 called Pure, White, and Deadly about the dangers of table sugar. And this stuff was so ahead of its time. And they went out of their way to destroy him. And you find out that, the things like canola oil that they tell you is so healthy was a lubricant that they weren't using anymore. So they decided to change it up and put it into food. Canola is from a rapeseed plant. Imagine trying to get women to buy that. It's like, rapeseed. It's really, and all the process they have to do to get this oil out of there. And it changes molecular composition when it's heated and you're ingesting this and it's clogging your arteries. Sugar is inflammatory. It inflames the inside of your blood vessels. So it makes it tighter and it makes it harder for these things to flow inside your blood vessels. If you can cut out the sugar as much as you can, I noticed this just by accident when I left my last job. I started my teacher asked me to take over for him when he went into missionary work. So my old job, I was going through a pair of sneakers. I was walking so much in the store. I was go through a pair of sneakers every 3 months. I walked so much. So obviously I wasn't doing that. So I stopped taking sugar in my coffee. And once I stopped taking sugar in my coffee, my taste for sugar and my cravings for sugar went down. Then I've been without bread for the last 7 weeks now. My cravings for sugar are gone. All these things happen, and what do we do? We push these things. Quaker Oats, General Mills, Kellogg's, they sell carbohydrates, so of course they're going to tell you you have to eat carbohydrates. You're getting all these sugary things. You put all these things out there, and we're pumping it into the kids, and we're wondering why we have an obesity epidemic.
Our community needs like a stream about this, like once a month or a couple times a month from Andy.
Well, this is the idea. I mean, a friend of mine said to me, he said it's funny, like you get more popular for making things that people want than you do for the things that people need. I pissed off some people in my studio a few months back because I was objecting to all of the trans things because, for years, like we saw back in the 80s when I was in high school, like you would see kids on the football teams getting prescribed steroids from the doctors, the team doctors, and the damage that it did to bodies. When I was working at gyms, I saw men struggling with roid rage and walking outside the building and punching a fence and breaking it because they couldn't control their emotions. We see young women that are on, like my mother developed breast cancer right after starting hormone replacement therapy in her 50s, and she died at 58 years old. You don't mess with the endocrine system. Anybody who's diabetic will tell you don't mess with the endocrine system. It's not forgiving. And we're encouraging these kids to take these things that in most cases make them diabetic. It's not something good to live with. I have a friend of mine, we're doing the obstacle course race. She's a type 1 diabetic, and usually her brother runs the course with us, but he couldn't do it one time. So I downloaded the app on my phone to watch her Dexcom numbers as we're going through the course, so I keep an eye on things. So it's more than just one person looking at it. So, and then I had left the thing on there, and I was fascinated watching these numbers bounce up and down. She ate the same things every single day at the same time. And her lunch consisted of a Brussels sprout salad. I've never met a human being in my life other than this girl that's ever eaten Brussels sprouts raw, but loves them. Like, go you, but that's not my scene. But her numbers would jump up and down like crazy. And you warn people. I have a friend of mine that trains with me. He's 76 years old. And he's got a quote that he admittedly stole from somebody else, but he uses it a lot. He said, if I knew I was going to live this long, I would have taken better care of myself. You get one life and you get one body to carry you through it. Take care of it, because you will. And listen, I did tons of bad things to myself when I was young. I was very self-destructive. I've beaten myself up. I've done tons of things, but gradually I learned. And once I had kids, I was like, oh, I need to be there to take care of them. But start looking at things and start gradually. You don't have to go crazy. Yes, start walking, but don't make that the only thing you do. Get on your hands and knees and crawl. Do bear crawls. There's a guy, GMB Fitness, on Instagram and YouTube and Facebook, does a whole bunch of just basic movement things that you can do to get yourself moving and be healthier. I have about like 30 to 40% of my classes every week are just designed for physical therapy for people to get them more active and get their bodies balanced so they can do these things again. I have a 76-year-old woman, when she first started with me 10 years ago, she couldn't stand more than 20 minutes. And since then, she's done 2 tours of Australia and New Zealand and 1 in South Africa. She's got rheumatoid arthritis, fibromyalgia, a heart condition, and all of these other things. But just by gradually and carefully making some changes in your life, you can fix a lot of these things. But
hey, Andy, how do we support you? How do we support you for like whenever you decide to do this on your channel? Like we'll totally support that, because I mean, you're just like you should be doing this stream, like a whole stream on it.
I
Absolutely.
at some point I intend to. It's just been a matter of like trying to. My classes are all over the place. Like I've got like. I'm making excuses, but yeah, I do have to do this. This is what I want to do. I want to help people. My whole business model is just like, it's small. I don't make a ton of money doing this thing. I could change things up and do a different format, but most people need individual help. Most people, what happens, I get a group of people coming in and they all have different issues.
Yeah, but just listening to you is awakening people. I mean,
well, that's what I hope. It's like I want to get people to live as long and healthy as they can. We just lost Clobby, and I love this guy. He's 3 years older than me. I'm watching, like, we're the same era in comic books. I'm 57 years old. I love the golden and silver age of comic books. I collected up from 1975 to 1998. I collected comic books religiously, mostly Marvel. And I would get on Clobby's show, and when I heard about him passing and the nature of things, like it just crushed me, because when I think I was like 12 or 14 years old, my grandmother lives 2 streets over from us. Her brother and his wife lived with her. And my Aunt Ann was very heavy, and my brother Ed was really close with her. Because she was so obese, she had a heart attack, which brought on a stroke, and she died 2 weeks later. And it devastated my uncle, and it devastated my brother. And to a point where I don't think either of them ever recovered from that loss. And it was just so needless. Now, back then, we didn't have the information we have now. We didn't have the resources we have now. You've got things like you can pull up the internet. You got guys like Paulie out there that do. I do Tai Chi classes over. I do one to Japan every other week. I do different ones around the country. But just getting people to understand how to balance their bodies out and move. And you can go online. You can do like online yoga courses. You can do exercise programs and things, and you can help yourself like this. And that's all I want from people is to watch what you eat. Don't try to do things drastically. Don't go cold turkey. But gradually start making some changes.
Andy, can we because I think there's a couple of people backstage. Can we talk about seriously though? I'm not just joking. Can we talk about it
absolutely
like further?
Yeah, just give me a yell and I'll get on there with you, PJ, and I'll clear the path for everybody else. But that's all I'm looking for with people is to get them healthier and try and do that.
Wow, your wealth of knowledge. Thank you, Andy.
Okay. Thank you, seriously. Thank you very much, brother. Take care, bro. Thank you. Thank you, Andy Masterson, Master Craftsman. Andy Masterson. Really quick before we move on, DJ Ronnie G throws out a $10 super chat. Thank you so very much, brother. He says, I'm grateful for my health, my friends, present company included, my current work schedule, my turtles, this show, and the opportunity to discuss Shin Godzilla with Loki, Pops, and Ironcaster last week, brother. Thank you for being on. Thank you for being around. Thank you for coming 2 years ago to Valhalla Con and hanging out with us. All that is, I wouldn't trade that for anything. I wouldn't trade that.
Ronnie's a good guy.
So thank you so much, brother. This one is just for where'd it go? We'll do a little fire and brimstone this morning. Let's go. Burning down the village. We gotta have like a song for that. Burning down the village for the morning show. Mary's game room. What is up, Mary? Hello.
Here.
How are you doing?
I'm pretty good. I've got some things going on, but I'm all right.
So you know about this YouTube thing, right? You can tell us about this YouTube thing.
YouTube positivity, right?
Right. You've been what I mean to say is you've been around YouTube long enough that you kind of know what's going on. You got a feeling for what's going on.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I don't play the game, but yeah, I get it.
A lot of people do.
I mean, I'll be perfectly honest. I don't play the game. We all know I came on YouTube because of the charity. That was the only reason. I joined Loki's community, and that's how I started. And I never intended to get on YouTube, and I did my first charity through Discord. And then I was like, why not? Let's try it out. So a lot of positive has come out of the charity. And I've been doing it the last 4 years. We're about to do it again this year. And I have the hospital we're working on is one I think he mentioned in chat, so I can go ahead and kind of reveal, but I'm working with Adega. So, awesome. And this year's theme is giving with not expecting anything in return. No prizes, nothing. We're just going to go with it. So we'll probably start it in July. I was trying to get it kicked off in June, but things have come up and I think it's going to be July. So it'll be a smaller year. So.
Wow. Wonderful.
Well, I really enjoyed working with you with the charity. Hopefully we have opportunity to do that again in the future. But it's for the kids. It's something, Mark said, that I've said, that you've said, that pretty much everybody, it's for the kids. This has always been for the kids. And you were really nice. For the people that don't know, I went through immunotherapy 4 years ago, and Mary contacted the hospital that I went to and did her donation there the year after she did her first one with us. So,
Yep.
Wow. Wow. I have not seen you in a while, actually, Mary. So it's nice
Really?
to see you.
Yeah.
Yeah. We
Well,
haven't coincided much. Maybe like
yeah,
once or lately, but not much.
right. I only stream about once a week right now. I'll stream a little bit more when I kick the charity off, but I've also been doing some karaoke in the last month over on my other channel, Deliciously Evil. I kind of keep that one separate from Mary's Game Room, but that was the other positive I was going to say is friends. My life took a completely different turn than I thought it would last July. And if it wasn't for someone on this panel and other friends that I have met on YouTube, I don't know that I would have gotten through it. So that's another positive thing that's come out for me out of YouTube and being on YouTube is friends that I call family, and that most of them I hope I will meet one day. I know I've met Arwen. Me and Arwen met up at the first of the year. So that was nice. And hopefully meeting Loki here at the end of this year if it all works out.
Wow.
So
You're like in the southeast, right? I think.
yep, Mobile, Alabama.
Okay.
Yep.
yeah, we've got a couple of them talking about caravanning down in October and doing Valhalla here, and just kind of a more chill one. No big convention. Just I think we're gonna rent a game room out for the night, and so one night we'll do arcade and Bert Nert and all that stuff. All them
Oh,
young
God.
kids, all the kids play. Well, the place I'm looking at, they've got some arcade stuff, but most of what they got is computers set up. So you just get on and you can play Bert Nert with the person next to you. So we could literally have like a whole group of people playing Bert Nert together for the first time, actually sitting next to each other, which I thought would be a brilliant idea. Meanwhile, the people who just like the arcade stuff, we can go play Street Fighter in the corner in our little corner away from all the computers. So.
Yep.
Wow.
Um,
When's your next stream, Mary?
Tonight, I'm going to play
Tonight.
Tetris. Yep.
Oh, okay.
Or this afternoon, evening. I usually go 5 Central, but I might go a little bit early today because I have an appointment this afternoon. So I might get home earlier because I'll be off work. So, like Brandon, I also was lucky enough to start working from home in 2020 and never left. So I have a little bit of flexibility when it comes to doing things because I'm at home. So, yep. But yeah, tonight and usually every Monday at 5 Central is when I stream. And then every 2-3 weeks is how I'm trying to do karaoke. I do have a couple of games in mind to move to the other channel that are a little bit more on the mature side that I try to keep off of my channel. So you'll probably see Mark and me on there too. And I'm trying to come up with something else for it, but I haven't figured it out yet.
No, well,
I haven't really come up with a schedule ever since my life kind of changed. So, and once the charity was over, I usually go on a break when the charity's over. So in December when it ended, I kind of went on a little break. So.
I mean, let me know when you do the charity thing. I'd like to help if I can.
Okay. Awesome. Yep. We usually, since we're doing the, no prizes this year, I'll just be looking for people to help me promote it or have me on or something. Next year, if I do prizes, then we also take sponsors. So that's cool.
I got to be a sponsor. Mary is so laid back and willing to work with, it's for the kids. It is for the kids. That is what this is for, is to help kids.
That's what my channel's about. And just getting people into board gaming. A lot of people don't realize what board gaming is these days. They think Monopoly, and that's not what I do. So teaching people new games or whatever, I love doing that. I used to do written board game reviews before I was on YouTube. So I just like getting people interested in new people into the hobby. I was gonna say something and it left my brain.
If I could, I'd go in our game room right now and blame Mary for almost everything I have.
Really?
It's all her fault.
Oh
It
yeah.
absolutely is all her fault because I've got. You know what? Do you mind? Does anybody mind?
Go ahead.
I think I should be able to do this. Give me just a second.
It's your channel.
Give me just a second, guys.
Oh, I know.
It's
what I
so
was gonna
good to see
say.
you, Mary. I
Me
was thinking
too.
the other day, I saw you in a chat recently, and I was like, oh my God, I haven't seen her in a while. So it's good. I'm glad to bump into you.
Yeah.
All
It's
right.
good
So
to
now
see.
Loki's gone. We can talk about Loki.
Yes, we can. Yeah, I was gonna just add that, I'm blessed enough that I have a job and I don't need YouTube for an income. So my channel is 100% for the charity. If I'm not concerned about getting monetized, if I ever did, I'd just roll it right back into the charity. That's what I'm about.
Where are
So,
you on the spectrum of getting monetized?
oh God, a long ways. I think I have 300 subs.
Mm-hmm.
Watch hours vary because I take a little break after the
Mhm.
charity. So yeah, it just depends. But yeah, it's like 320. I think
Okay.
it's 320. But yeah.
Well, I mean, eventually it's going to happen. So you'll be able
Yeah.
to also use that for, like you said, reinvest it into the channel or.
hmm Yeah, maybe upgrade some technology or something like that. But for the most part, it'll just go right back into the charity. But
Yeah. What do you think Loki's getting out of his closet? What is he going to show us? What do you think he's going to show us?
oh, it's probably going to be a card game. Loki likes card games. But he does do Ticket to Ride. He knows that one's my favorite, so maybe that one. I don't know.
What's
It'd be
the
cool if we
weird?
could see the whole room.
What is the what's one of your favorite games that you've looked at recently?
Recently, I guess probably the most recent game we've been playing is Ticket to Ride Legacy. A legacy game is he's got his camera in.
No,
A
go ahead.
legacy game is
I
where
gotta
things
walk.
change throughout the game. So it's based off another game, and then you unlock boxes and cards, destroy stuff. The stickers go on the board. It's like kind of like a campaign with a game you already know, and we've really been enjoying that.
Cool.
All right, I'm starting.
So,
Oh my.
Oh, it can go sideways. Oh, that's cool. Okay, so we got like comics. That's not Mary's fault.
No, that would be Mark's fault. Probably not, though. He was already into comics.
But we've got
That
some
looks
cool.
great, though.
yeah.
We've got some cool, like little pictures. We got these at a
Wow.
convention. So we got like Red Dead Redemption, Mass Effect, Halo, and Doom. I'm a huge Doom fan. We got like
Wow.
a game room thing. I don't remember where the hell the switch is.
That's cool.
It lights up though, so God help me, I don't know where. Oh, there it is.
Wow.
So it's like a.
Oh, cool.
Eris would be pissed.
Wow.
I'm showing all this off because I wasn't supposed to do this until
Ooh,
it's
Nice.
finished. Because it's still like, I mean, we've got light boxes and it's not completely done yet.
Oh, Loki's like the friend you want to be invited over to play at his house.
So we got more of the that's Dead Space, Destiny, Metal Gear, and Final Fantasy. More comics. But then we get into the really cool stuff. So
Okay.
when we decided to do this, I had this idea. I was like, I want Lord of the Rings on the wall.
Oh, it's amazing.
And that's that is Glambrick the Foehammer, that is Gandalf's sword, and that's Theoden's sword, and of course we got the map. But this is all the really like cool goodies. That this
Wow.
chess set is from Africa, and it's got ivory chess pieces. My dad got that when he was in Africa, when he was in the Navy. Bag of dice. Lots of Uno. Mary knows we love
I love
Uno.
Uno. I have Harry Potter.
Monopoly, Uno, and
Uno's fun.
Uno Flex, Uno Flip, Uno Wild. I just got her all of these. These are like the entire Alien board game.
Wow.
And all the figures and all
I
that.
think we have the first one. Robert Pearson sent us the first one. And
We
I think
like
we played it.
dragons.
That's one of my
Yeah.
highest viewed game streams, I think.
I don't know if you can tell. We like dragons.
You guys are in a whole different level, man. Wow.
I'll have to show you my dragon. I can't do it on this computer, though. I don't think.
Firefly, I'm a huge Firefly fan. Hero Quest.
I've heard of Hero Quest. Pretty sure Mark's played Hero Quest.
We got all the big expansions, and then just
I've heard of all those.
board games, more board games. It's all made.
Oh, Villainous is great, is it not?
Yes.
Oh, I love it. I don't like the Marvel one, though. Do you have the Marvel one?
We do have the Marvel one.
It's okay. I like the Disney one better.
Plunder, Obscura,
Ooh.
Sopranos is like tucked in there in the back. I've had that forever. And then, yeah, I have Warhammer stuff. Why not?
Wow.
I paint miniatures as well.
Lots of stuff like this. This has never been
Man.
opened. So these are the Star Trek Deep Space Nine trading cards. We got a couple of those. Star Trek
Wow.
collection cards. Those have never been opened. These are all cards from comic book cards to whatever. All this is cards, collectible cards, and more cards. That's
Damn, Loki.
their fault. I like my little arcades.
Oh shit.
So this one works, and it works great. The original Street Fighter one I've got,
Yeah.
the second controller is busted, and I am working on replacing all of this. So I'm gonna replace all this. I'm gonna pull the guts out, and it will have, when I'm done, probably like 200,000 games on it that you can play whatever you want on it instead of just Street Fighter.
Wow.
And this
crap.
is old as shit. So that poster was in arcades when this came out in arcades back in the late 80s, 90s. And I won that. So I did a Street Fighter tournament, and that was what we won. And
You won a Street Fighter tournament?
Oh yeah, at an arcade, and that was what they were giving away to the winner.
Wow.
And I have
How
drugged
old
that
were
thing
you?
around with me for, I was maybe 10 or 11.
Wow.
So I had it was fun. And this is all Eris's. So besides the books, all the puzzles and all that, there's just stacks and stacks and stacks of puzzles and some stuff I'm not sure what we're gonna do.
She's probably like my sister. She can put them together really fast.
Yep, she'll do a 5,000 piece puzzle in a day.
Wow.
And this Mark would like. So if anybody remembers these are the old pewter and lead figurines from back in the day. So
Wow.
for D&D and Dungeons and Dragons and all that fun stuff. Anyway, yeah, we got kendo sticks too. And this is all her fault because I missed my mountains in Missouri. This is all Lucy's fault. So one last look, and I'll get off and get back on the computer. But yeah, this is mainly Mary's fault because of all the board games. We wanted a place to hang out and
I
play
wonder if
board
I can
games.
show mine. Do I have time to show mine?
Sure.
I can probably do it on my phone, so give me a second.
Is
I'll
this
be there.
Loki? Is this right next to your studio? Oh, yeah. Okay.
It's probably a separate room next to his studio.
Yeah, separate room. Well, I didn't think we were getting a tour of Lokiville. Wow, that was impressive.
Yeah. All right, I'm looking to see if this will work. It should.
All right, I'm back. Sorry, PJ. PJ was like, Loki, should we? And then I'm like already hitting the exit button. I was like, oh, shit.
I was just asking if that was like adjacent to your studio.
No, that's on the other side of the house.
Oh, okay.
So the studio is on right next to the backyard, and that is like the front window of the house. So they're on two completely separate sides of the house.
Cool. Well, thank you for that tour. That was mighty impressive.
I wasn't supposed to do that. If Eris finds out, she'll be ticked at me that I did that, because it's not done yet. She doesn't want to show off anything until it's done, and it's been over a year since we moved in, and she's still not done with the house. So, because
did you do it on your phone?
Yeah, I just did it on my phone.
How did you flip the camera around on your phone?
I just turned it sideways.
Okay, so you couldn't really see what was going on. Okay. All right, I'll try. So hold on.
Oh no, I could see because I have a front facing camera and a back facing camera. So I just switched what camera I was using.
I know, but how do you switch it?
Go to options, go to settings. So when you're
camera.
yeah.
Okay. Ultra wide, I guess. No.
Yeah.
No, not that. Just back camera. Maybe. We'll see. Let's see. No, I don't know if it's gonna work. We can do it another time. I don't want to hold y'all up.
Well, Loki's already going to kill me for suggesting open lines. So
No, I'm not. Oh crap. This has been fun. This has been really fun. I don't do a lot of these. So when PJ was like, "Hey, let's do an open like, open panel. Bring people up." I was like, "Yeah, that's great. I love that." He's like, "As long as you're comfortable with it."
The time flew by, though.
Yes, it did. Thank you, Mary. Thank you for coming on, hanging out with us.
Thank you,
and
Mary.
Thank you guys for finding interest in me walking around my little game room.
Well, that was quite the treat. We probably wouldn't have gotten until another 6 months or something, right?
Well, everything should be done by the end of the month.
Oh,
so we've been busting our asses every weekend to try and get everything done by the end of this month. So,
is somebody waiting behind me?
No.
All right, you want me to show it? I got it to work.
Sure. Yeah.
All right.
My number did go. Oh, there she is.
All right, can you see?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's a mess in here, so just. All right, so that's Pandemic Legacy up there. Those are our finished boards.
Mm.
This is where Mark usually sits. That's mostly his side of the game. I painted that.
Nice.
Oh, wow, that's nice.
All right, this is one of my friend's big Cthulhu miniature. It's not really a miniature. I wouldn't call it a miniature. It's a statue. Here's the dragon. I painted that dragon.
Oh my God, that's a good job.
And then
look at that.
Get ready. Dragon.
Nice.
Oh wow.
I recognize that dragon.
Harry Potter.
Wow, that's a nice That's a nice painting. Oh my God, there's a lot of stuff there. This is a store, or this is your apartment?
This is my condo. It's my guest room in my condo.
Wow.
Yep. And then
Well, that's a little miniature figures there.
Oh, there's the aliens. I see
Yep.
it.
Oh, you can see me in the camera. Great.
Wow. You paint those?
Yep.
Jeez.
Here.
Wow.
Yep, I've got a lot to go too. Mark is
That's
mad because I'm behind. I have dragons too. See, there's
pretty,
Captain America.
oh, that's pretty amazing.
Thank
Oh, I don't think I had patience to do that.
you.
Wow.
Yeah, it's fun. Alrighty. Yeah, and I
Oh
have
my
all
God.
the Legos. Y'all know I like Legos.
The Kremlin.
Or these are like the Chinese mini blocks.
That's funny. Is that the Kremlin?
Yep.
Wow.
That is amazing. Are you gonna get the giant Lord of the Rings eye?
No.
I think
I
they
got
want
panda.
$1,000 for that. God.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Yeah.
Wow.
Yep, it's been a 8-year collection that's just kept going.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's the table. There's all sorts of stuff on it, but my karaoke mic.
nice. Love the dragon.
Yeah, your
Absolutely.
dragon. Yeah, and that's not even the whole thing. That's just for me to get it to fit there.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
over twice that big. I have it like paper it's got paper clips on it,
It's
folded in half,
huge.
but it's got the words on the back.
Wow.
Can't remember what it says, but yeah, that's the
Lo
only way.
there do I see my Lo there do I see my father. Lo there do I see my brothers and my sisters and my mother. Yeah. I think it's the Viking prayer we put on there.
I'm muted and didn't turn the camera off.
I'm wondering if you should eventually have all that on camera when you do your stuff.
Well, I normally, when I first started, I streamed straight down on the table with the board.
Hmm.
But yeah, eventually I'll get comfortable to go put my face on camera.
Alina, hello.
It's hard to play games though with like just looking at me. You got to see the board. You got to see what's going on.
Yeah. No, absolutely. All right, Mary, we've got one more person to do, and then we're going to get out of here. We got one more person to talk to. You may know the person
Thank you, Mary.
I might have an idea. They asked
have
me
an
to
idea.
go on, and I was like, well, yeah, come on.
Come on. So,
all right. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Mary.
you.
Good to see you.
You too.
Good to see you too.
Bye.
Bye. All right. And we got one more guest pop in here. The madman, the angriest wrench on the internet, the guy with the horrible reputation of clocking people out of chat and timing them out, and he's angry.
That's a gross misrepresentation, Loki.
How are you doing, man?
Is my mic working? Because I don't
Yeah.
see my butt. Okay, I'm doing great. Just got in about an hour and 15 minutes ago from an interview, so hopefully that works out well.
Oh, good luck.
Thank you.
Oh yeah.
I don't think I've ever been on a panel with you, Mark.
No, PJ, you and I have not been on a panel before.
Oh, so this is an honor, quite the honor.
Yeah. And if you can't tell, Mary and I are really good friends. We both live in Mobile. I've known Mary for close to a decade now. And I'm not dead yet, so that's a good thing.
Wow. So what are you grateful for today, Mark?
Kind of the friends that have kept me going because it's been a long 3 months. I'll go ahead and say it. I mean, everybody's close to me knows I lost my job 3 months ago, and
sorry.
It's actually the situation. It kind of worked itself out for the better considering what was going on at the place, and between Loki and Mary and the Vac Tube crew, too many people to name, but it's been. I'll go ahead and name them: Loki, Mary, Arwen, Arlena, Daryl, Jester, and Chris and Josh. They've been there for me, so I'm very thankful for that. They are my even though we're miles apart, we are all family.
Yeah, absolutely. I get that.
Oh, is my volume's that low? Is it really
It was
that
a
low?
little low. Now, yeah, that you
Okay.
sound better now.
Okay, thank you. All right, I had to move my mic a little bit because I'm on my headset. But I'm very thankful for the family that I've made the past, in some cases, meeting Loki, what, 5 years ago, Loki? Maybe six
Yeah,
now.
maybe 6.
So,
Yeah,
yeah, meeting
about
Loki
that.
over on some other channel we won't name, but but meeting him over there and then just going through the process of meeting Coach and Nick too as well, Echo Base Network. It's big old happy family. And everybody that attends Loki's Mornings of Mischief. I'm glad for them. I'm glad I've gotten to meet everybody. Glad to finally met you, PJ. It's been a long time coming, talking
Yeah,
to you in chat, but
absolutely.
never actually physically talking voice to voice.
Yeah, absolutely. You're a great wrench, by the way.
I pretend to be. I'm not as I'm not as angry as Loki makes me out to be. Well,
Always
sometimes I'm
angry.
not. I like taking pot shots at people, but yeah, if you misbehave, you'll meet my wrath.
Deborah says you have some good friends, Mark. Lots of support and positivity.
Thank you, Deborah. I appreciate it.
You got a good feeling about that interview?
I hope so. It was a decent interview. It was longer than I thought, but the last three interviews I've been on have been pretty long ones. But one of the interviews that I went on last week was with the county, and the county takes their sweet time in hiring people. So I'm keeping my head up.
Well,
It's
you know what they say: the longer the interview, the better you probably do. The more interested they are.
yeah. I'm hoping for the best because I left early. I was kind of Mary saying it. I have three waiting. Um, I left early for the interview. Got there almost an hour early because and got in there and they took me in and we talked for a little over an hour. So it was a good one. About an hour and 15 minutes, I think, is what it was. Hour and 15, hour and 20 minutes. So hoping for the best.
Heck yeah. Mark's gotten used to the idea that whenever he's like, "Hey guys, good news, this and this, and throw me a prayer for this interview coming up," of me just going crash and burn, crash and burn, motherfucker, crash and burn, because I don't want to say good luck, and I don't want to say, oh, you're gonna get it and jinx anything. So
Yeah.
crash and burn, break a leg.
The negativity always give me the negative, so I'm fully prepared for it. But no, I'm just joking. But I do have a little backup side deal right now, so it's not too bad. It could be a whole lot better, but it is what it is, and I'm having fun doing it, so it's not a biggie.
Heck yeah, brother. Heck yeah. I'm glad that there are positive things coming out of this for people, because there's just so much negativity and so much BS that goes on that we've gotta have something positive coming out of this. Otherwise, what's the point in doing it?
Yep, true. Very true.
Agreed. And I'm grateful for Loki taking the time to do this positivity segment every once in a while. Even if PJ does push him over the hour mark.
there are always possibilities.
Me sneaking at the last minute, I was like, should I go? Should I go? Should I go? And then I had to set everything up because I didn't have anything. I didn't have my laptop set up, so it took me a minute, but I got here. I
Are,
apologize for extending the show.
No, don't apologize for that. It's always good stuff.
are you streaming on your channel, Mark?
Yes, I started 2 weeks ago.
Oh, you started 2
I,
weeks ago.
I am doing gaming streams, doing a little bit different than most people are. I do play Fortnite once a week with the craziness that is Arwen Avalon, and it is very adult centered. So yeah, because of the f bombs being dropped and stuff like that. But for the most part, I go to digital board gaming because, of course, that's a hobby with Mary. When we game on the weekends, I've been doing digital board games, and they've been pretty kind of successful, I think, considering that I'm such a small channel and I'm just getting my feet on the ground.
I'm looking for your channel.
Same name.
Yeah. By the way, just so everybody knows, I subscribe to so many channels that YouTube has unsubscribed me from like most of my friends, and I'm having trouble resubscribing to them for some reason. I'm not sure why.
And I am not putting my channel out in chat because I don't think that's fair for me to boast myself in
Hush!
chat.
I'm gonna do it.
do
I'm
it,
gonna
Loki.
do it
What are you
for
talking
you.
about? You should.
No,
Everybody's
I'm
got to
not.
have their
No,
channel.
I'm
up.
a wrench. You gotta show some kind of respect to other people by not propping yourself up. That's not right, in my opinion. If Chris were here, I'd tell Chris to do it, but Chris isn't here, so
Part of your
Well,
job
I
is
did
to
it.
put everybody out there, including yourself.
thank you, Loki. I appreciate it.
There you go.
So,
Oh, wow, I see it now. Okay.
Small little channel,
me
but
and,
go ahead, Loki.
me and PJ used to have the same argument. Oh, I'm not gonna throw my own name out in chat. I'm not gonna throw my own channel. Well, that's why I gave you a wrench, so you could put your own name out in chat, and to keep them from having to do it. And I'm like, fine. Loki, put your stuff out in chat. That's the only time I do it though, is when PJ was like, Loki, please put your channel in chat, because I would be, no, I want to do it. I want to do it. Not because I want somebody else to do it for me, but because I'm like, I'm not here. I'm just here to listen and have fun, and I'm not here to promote myself. And yeah, so
You know, my go ahead. Mark.
Also, I'd like to just sorry, PJ. I'll make this one quick. Also, if you watch Gaming Between Me and Mary, forgive us if we go off. Usually, it's me starting getting mad and angry, and yeah, that's when Mark the Infinitely Tired's rich angriness comes out. But we usually make up after it's all over with. So don't think it that somebody's gonna die afterwards. I shouldn't say that like that. But oh, she's caught. She's doing stuff in the chat. I better behave. But it's not usually it's usually not a. It sounds like a knockdown drag out, but most of the time it's me apologizing an hour. To day later, depends on how bad it was. But yeah, I was bad this week, so I'll leave it at that. And I'm sorry, PJ, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Oh no. Like, are you like turning green skinned bad or what? And like hulking out of your clothes?
Yeah. Well, me and Mary, it's yes, but it's a unique thing. It's yeah, we yell at each other and stuff like that, but at the end
So
of the day, most of the time, 99.99% of the time, we do. It's usually me that's saying I'm sorry because it's me that starts it. So it gets bad, but we're all right. The only person that's ever done any harm to anybody is her throwing stuff at me. So when we're physically at gaming, like water bottles, but we won't go into detail about that.
all right, so now I want to watch. Okay, now I want to watch.
It's a legendary thing. It has a tail of its own now, so it's grown legs and walked a couple of miles out of it. So,
Well, congrats on your channel. Like, you're congrats. The one with 135 subs, right? That's you.
yes, that is me. Yes, I'm just like I said. I'm just starting out. I'm very small. I have had my two shorts. The two shorts that I put out. One's hit 454, and the other one's hit close to 200, I think. But they're. I'm just trying things out to see something. I've got a new idea that I'm going to throw out. That I'm going to do that I need to talk to Loki about and see if it's a good idea. I just want to throw it past him, see what he thinks about it, because he's Loki. But I'm gonna try something out new probably next week. I'll let you know after the show if you want me to linger around in the back. I'll linger around in the back for a little while. But I want to throw it past you and see what you think about it. Because Mary thought it was a good idea. So, but that's enough about me. Thank you for the subscription, PJ. Appreciate it. And thank you, Blood Guilty.
Thank you, Mark, for popping in here and saying hi.
yeah.
Thank you for having me.
All right, brother. You take care.
All right. See ya.
See ya. And guys, I think that's it. I think
Thank you, Loki, for doing this, and I know you're a busy man, so thank you for your time, my friend.
Thank you. We're all running around like chickens with our heads cut off half the time. So thank you, brother, for doing this and for doing a show with me. And I love this. I love getting to do these. So I've been looking forward to this for a long time, getting to do a show with PJ.
Hopefully
So.
next time we will have a guest.
Hopefully. It's not just on PJ. I gotta there's a couple of people I'm gonna talk to too to see if we can get them on here. But I can't do as good as PJ. So PJ knows all the fun people. So
Well, don't say that. Like everybody's fun. Everybody's fun.
So, thank you all. Thank everybody out there. Maria with T and Tilly. Alina, thank you. Mark Dambley, Tired. Blood Guilty Gaming. Deborah Cohen. Keely Chow, Roll Tide, Brother Roll Tide. Mary's Game Room. Let's see who else we had in here. Does anybody else say anything? No. Anybody else? Dave G Sound, what's up, brother? Thank you. Thank you guys so very much for hanging out with us today. We'll be back 2 weeks from today for another Positively Positive. Until then, guys, take care. Be excellent to each other. Always speak for an honor. And we'll see you on the next one. Have a great day, everybody.
Bye, guys.
These videos are tremendous. Like, comment, and subscribe, and hammer that notification bell.